اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل، نعم المولى ونعم النصير. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين، سيدنا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين، سيما بقية الله الأعظم، روحي وأرواح العالمين له الفداء. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Thank you for joining us. Today's topic, dua, the true freedom. Now, not only is dua free to do, but it's also the moment and point of true freedom in our life. It is a point where we are actually liberated from everything. Now, when we look at dua, it is one of the most sacred and emphatic actions in Islam. And you can also say as a human being to call to his creator. But in Islam especially, the emphasis of dua cannot be undermined. When we look at dua, it is said regarding dua, ad-dua mukhul ibadah. Dua is the heart of worship. It is the crux, the core of worship. Meaning all of worship is basically dua. And dua is emphasized especially in the month of Ramadan as we observe it, and also on Laylatul Qadr. It is one of the best actions that a person can do. Amongst the things that you do in Laylatul Qadr, the heart of it, the most emphatic of it is dua. So when we look at dua, just want to give you and give us some understanding as to what is it in dua that makes it special and why did Allah ask us to do dua. Now, three things should be pointed out here. Number one, making dua is different than reading dua. We're not talking about reading different duas. That is something different. That comes under hadith or learning about the marifat of Allah through the hadith of the Prophet and the Imams. That has its own place. But when Allah says dua, it means your communication with Allah and your talking with Allah. That is what dua is. Something that you do, something that you say to Allah. That's what we are talking about. Number two, when we look at dua, even though dua is free, but it does come with etiquette, with manners, with protocol, and it has to be observed. Dua is free, but there is a sort of respect that we have when we ask for something. Like, for example, if your child asks you in a rude way and says to you, "Give me that," you say, "You ain't getting nothing until you say please." There's some protocol, there's some respect that has to be maintained when doing dua. And that's why the adab of dua, which are the protocols and the respect that must be shown to Allah, are very important when you make dua. And the third thing regarding dua and regarding freedom, and anything that you're free to do where you have free will and choice, one of the things that you must know when you have free will and choice and when you practice your free will and choice is that it comes with a burden. It comes with a pain that you are going to feel in the future. Yes, freedom in choosing and having the freedom to choose comes with a pain, and you will see this pain on the day of judgment. On the day of judgment, you will feel and you will notice that pain that comes from making choices in practicing your free will. So when you practice free will, don't think that there are no consequences for it. There are going to be consequences, and there is going to be a pain and a suffering that is going to happen on the day of judgment, and we all will feel it for practicing our free will. Let's explain that a bit, and from there we'll understand the position and place of dua in all of this discussion. Let's look at free will and choice. In the discussion of free will and choice, we learn that some things we have a choice in and some things we don't have a choice in. In fact, if you see, most of the things in our life, we don't have a choice and we do not choose. They just happen to us. In fact, the most important things happen not by our choice, but by compulsion, by force, by predetermination. For example, which family are you going to be born in? Who is going to be your mother and father? Your siblings? All of that is chosen for you. It is not a choice that you made. It is not a result of our free will. It is a choice that was made for us. When we look at the choices that we make, it's limited. Choosing what we want to do is very limited, and that too, it's like a multiple choice question where the options are limited. We don't have unlimited options. We don't have unlimited choices. Even the choice that we do have in our life, it comes with multiple options. Only a set of limited choice. For example, let's see where we actually choose and how can we choose. What do we choose? We want to choose, for example, the neighborhood we want to live in. Do we choose our neighbors, or are the neighbors chosen for us? So let's say you might think that, I am choosing the neighborhood because I did my research. I found out that this neighborhood is good. I went and saw the house I want to buy, and I saw the neighbors. They're very nice people. And it would be a pleasure living next to them. So thinking that, what happens? We feel that we chose our neighbors, that we chose the people we live next to. But is it really your choice? Think about it. Think deeply about it. What would happen? For example, we moved to a house, we thought that the neighbors are nice, and what happens? Those neighbors, the nice neighbors, they saw you moving in and they moved out. And someone else came in their place that you just hate. Whose choice was that? Many things in life, when we see it, apparently it seems that we are making a choice, but at the end, those are things that are chosen for us. Those are things that are chosen for us. There are some things that are not in our control. It doesn't matter. We see a lot of things happen like that. And we wish it was my choice. We wish to have our own choices, and we love those places to choose. In fact, free will and choice is very exciting for people. They like to choose things, and they want to do things, and they want to feel that they're the one who chose it. This is in all of us. We get excited when we make the choice. When we make the choice, then we feel proud of it. We feel good that we have made this choice. But really, is it a good thing to make choices in life? On the day of judgment, we will understand one thing very clearly, and that is that the things that happen to us without our choice, the things that were imposed on us, the things that came through destiny, were the most sweetest things in our life. the greatest things that happen to us are the things not that we chose, but the things that were chosen for us. This is the feeling and this is the emotion that every person will feel on the day of judgment. Every place in his life that something was chosen for him, he will feel a sense of relief, a sense of happiness. Everyone, even the kuffar, they will feel a sense of happiness knowing that they didn't make this choice. And the places that we chose, the places that we made the choice, those are the places where we will feel a pain, a suffering. We will have a fear. When something that happens to us through Allah's choice, it is something that will make us happy and it will make us relaxed. And whenever we do something and we have done something out of our own choice, that's a place where we are going to feel anxiety and worry. And we'll be nervous and we'll feel that nervousness and we'll feel that fear. Why? Because now that choice I made comes with consequences. Yes. That's why Allah doesn't give us choices everywhere. He knows that if we live our whole life with just choices, we are going to carry a lot of burden with us. That's why He only gives us limited amount of choice. Even the cab that you're trying to hail down is not your choice. In fact, it comes as a limited multiple option. You only have 3 or 4 cabs in front of you to choose from. And then you try to hail one down. And as you do it, the person that you like, you saw, that's the best one, that looks like the cleanest car. Let me get into that car. And you hail it down. And all of a sudden you start sneezing. And the car passes by. And now you have to settle for the other one. This is a choice that's being made for you. And those are the choice that you are going to feel relaxed about. That I thank God that I have not made that choice. Allah made the choice for me. That will be like so easy for you. Because when Allah gives us the choice, the most difficult part in choice, first let's understand what choice is. And then there's a difficult part in choice also. Any choice in life that you choose, you need to understand what choice is. Choice is when Allah is letting go of you. It's like you are now being let go of. Until Allah had you in His hands, you had refuge, you were stable. Everything was okay. You had no consequences for anything that you have done. You don't need to justify anything. You have no fears. But once Allah lets you go into the world of choice, then everything, every force comes into play. All the forces of evil, all the bad choices, every bad notion that we have, every bad idea we have is going to come from one side, and everything that we have learned and all the wisdom that we have gained is going to come from the other side, and there is this perfect storm that brews, and we are caught in the torrent of that storm that comes to us so that we can make a choice. This is what freedom is. Freedom is the perfect storm. You are in this perfect storm of every inclination that you had and everything that you have learned of wisdom, of good things that is going to clash with each other, conflict with each other, in order for you to make a choice. Why would anyone want to put themselves in that situation? But we love to do that. As human beings, we love to do that. Allah calls us hasty. Allah calls us self-oppressing. And that's what it is. Why would anyone in their right mind choose to go into a perfect storm and have to make a decision at that point? And then when you have that multiple choice, what's the surety that you are going to make the right decision? What makes you think you're going to make the right decision? It could be the worst one. That's a fear also. Fir'aun was given a set of choices. He had a set of choices before him. You become a Fir'aun when you make the worst choice. Yes. Who is Fir'aun? Fir'aun is a character that makes the worst choice when he's given a choice. When you make the worst choice in the lot that you have, in the options that you have, you become Fir'aun. You don't have to be a king to be Fir'aun. You can be Fir'aun in your own house. And that's by bad choices. And the only reason you made the bad choice is because you had the choice in the first place. If you never had the choice, you would be so well off. It would be so nice not to have the choice. Our dilemma and trouble is the places we have no choice, meaning that we always fret about the fact that it wasn't my choice. It wasn't my choice. Whereas our problem should be the places we do have a choice. Why do I have this choice? Oh, I wish I didn't have this choice. I wish I didn't have to make a choice here. Really, that should be our concern. We should be afraid of the places that we have to make a choice, not of the places where we don't need to make a choice. You are safe and secure when you don't have to make a choice. You are in trouble when you have to make a choice. That's when the burden comes. Choice comes with consequences. Choice comes with consequences, my friends. When you look at the story of Musa and Khidr, when Khidr did those things, what would we have done? Those are choices that Allah is making for those people. The child dying is Allah's choice. The hole in the boat is Allah's choice. Building that wall is Allah's choice in that story I'm referring to, of Musa and Khidr. What would we have done in those places? Obviously the wrong choice. We would have made the wrong choice. So Allah made a choice for those people, and Allah's choice is Allah's decision. We have nothing to worry about. We have nothing to worry about when Allah makes a decision for us. We can be relaxed and comfortable. That's why a lot of people, they make istikhara for everything. They want Allah to make the decision. But that's also not right in all situations. Allah did want you to make a choice, and Allah wanted you to make the right choice. But it is out of respect that we tell Allah that Allah, you choose for us. Because we don't want that responsibility. We don't want to be on the day of judgment looking at ourselves and trying to answer for the choices that we have made. That would be painful, and that's the pain you feel on the day of judgment. Pain that I made that choice, now I have to answer for it. Now I have to justify that. What am I going to say? If Allah had made that choice, that would have been so much better. I don't have to say anything like that. My friends, we should always ask Allah that Allah, you make the choices for us. Rasulullah has said this, وَلَا تَكِلْنِي إِلَى نَفْسِي طَرْفَةَ عَيْنٍ أَبَدًا. Allah, do not leave me alone even for a moment. Don't leave me alone, because if you leave me alone, then I have to make the choice. And if I make the choice, then that comes with that burden. That comes with consequences. The world does not like that. People don't like to be forced to do things. People don't like to be forced to do things. You see that all the time when you talk to people and says, I like to be in charge of my own life. I don't want others to be in charge of my life. Because these people say that because they really don't know. Someone who's smart, someone who's clever, someone who's intelligent, in other words, someone who's a believer, would look at that and say, no, I would want Allah to make choices for me. I don't want to put myself in that situation where I have to make the choice. In fact, I want to make minimal choices in my life, Allah. I want to make minimal choices in my life. Subhanallah. My friends, know the moment of your freedom. Any place where Allah has let go of you, it means that you are free to choose. And when you see yourself having a choice and having to choose something, then that's the place a person needs to be careful. He needs to know that I now have been left alone by Allah. You need to know that this is freedom. This is what freedom means, that you are left alone by Allah. Allah has let go of you. And now you are on your own. And when you're on your own, you got to be careful. So first of all, recognize the places that you are free. Anytime that you are free to choose, be afraid. Proceed with caution. Have a healthy fear inside of you. Do not be bold. Do not get happy. It's not a time for happiness. Oh, great, I got a choice. No. Oh my God, I have a choice. That's the right attitude. And when you decide, that decision is based on so many factors. Everything, that perfect storm in your life is brewing at that point. It's like coming to life for you to make a decision. My friends, that is freedom. And now when you have that freedom, when you do get that freedom, now you have two places where you get that freedom. Either you are free with people, and either you are free with Allah. In other words, that when Allah lets go of you, either you're dealing with people and either you're dealing with Allah. Now when you deal with people, be careful of what you do with people, because everything that you do is going to have consequences on you. If you say something wrong, if you say something bad, know that this is a time for freedom. This is your free time, your time to choose, your time to practice your free will. Are you going to make the right decision and do the right thing? Stay away from backbiting. Do not hurt him. Do not be offensive. Do not be insulting. And on the other hand, be careful that you are nice to someone, that you are truthful, you are doing justice. This all comes together and for you to make a decision. So there is consequences for what you do. And then you have a place where you're alone. When you're alone and you're with Allah. When you're with Allah, now you have a freedom also to do what you want to do. And you know what? Everything that you do for Allah, may have consequences, may have rejection, may be accepted or not, may have burden on you. For example, let's say that you have freedom with Allah and you pray at that time. Good. Prayer is a great thing. It has a lot of rewards. But you know what? There is a possibility that it could be rejected. Why did you pray? Did you pray just because you had nothing else to do? Or did you pray because you wanted to show off? Oh, that is bad. Allah says, woe unto you who pray to show off to others. This is dangerous. That is really dangerous. So I'm doing prayer and still I'm getting hurt. So prayer also has consequences. It has retribution. We need to make sure it's right or wrong. We need to make sure that it's done in the right way. Anything. Fasting. Allah loves those people who fast. Fasting, when you do, you have to be careful as to not to do something that is going to make your fast invalid. And hence, you have to pay for it. You have to do the kafara, or you have to make it up, or there might be sin involved. So I'm trying to do a good deed, but you know what? There's danger of falling into sin while praying, while worshiping Allah. And everything is like that, even in regards to all the worship. For example, Amr bil Ma'ruf, Nahi anil Munkar is one of the most precious things that you can do for Allah. The most precious things I can do for Allah. Jihad. You can do jihad for Allah. And it's precious in the eyes of Allah for you to do jihad and struggle for Allah's sake. You can do all of that for Allah. But you know what? There are consequences. You are in danger of falling. Wow, in spite of all of that, in spite of the fact that I'm doing something good, I'm still in danger? Yes, you're still in danger. You can do Amr bil Ma'ruf, Nahi anil Munkar and get carried away and say something that was unwarranted. And you did injustice to someone, dhulm to someone. You are responsible for that. But I did it in the name of Amr bil Ma'ruf, Nahi anil Munkar. It's ibadat. Yes. But the ibadat comes with a burden of knowing it and being exact with it. Jihad. If you do jihad, it has to be fi sabilillah. It cannot be different than that. I mean, it's such a great worship that Allah loves those who struggle in His way. And He loves those who do that. But one mistake can destroy you. One mistake can destroy you. Like this person who was killed in the battle of Uhud. One of the battles of the Prophet. And they were writing down the names of Shuhada. And his name was there, and Rasulullah saw his name and scratched it out. Now, he's not Shaheed. So why not? He died in the battlefield. He went there, fought, and died in the battlefield. Why isn't he Shaheed? Because he was fighting for Allah. But then he saw, as he killed someone, the donkey that person was on was running away, and he wanted that donkey for himself, and he ran after that donkey. And someone killed him. So he didn't die for Allah, he died for a donkey. Imagine that. You went there to give your life for Allah and you ended up not being Shaheed and made a mistake like that. So all things that you do for Allah have a burden, my friends. You have free time and you're doing this out of your choice. No worship is imposed on you. La ikraha fid din. There's no compulsion in religion. No worship is imposed on you. Allah is not making you do this. You're doing it out of your choice. You accepted to do this. You're practicing your free will. But all free will and all choices come with burden except for one, and that is dua. Dua is the only thing that doesn't come with a burden. You are free to choose, and whatever you choose to do in terms of dua is always accepted, always bringing you happiness here and in the hereafter. Dua is the only thing where you are truly free, without any guilt, any responsibility, any consequences. When Allah says, Ud'u astajib lakum, call me and I will answer you, it's every time. I will accept it every time. Dua is that only thing in Islam where you are free to do as you wish without any guilt, without any consequences, without any fear. This is the beauty of dua. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Please recite a Surah Fatiha for your marhumin and the shuhada of Islam.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Assalamu alayka ya Rasul Allah. السلام عليك يا خير خلق الله. السلام عليك يا نبي الله. السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين علي بن أبي طالب عليه السلام. السلام عليكم أيها الإمام الحسن والحسين سيدي شباب أهل الجنة. السلام عليك أيها الإمام زين العابدين ومحمد الباقر وجعفر الصادق وموسى الكاظم وعلي الرضا. السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن. السلام عليك أيها الإمام محمد الجواد. السلام عليك أيها الإمام العلي الهادي. السلام عليك أيها الإمام الحسن العسكري. السلام عليك يا صاحب العصر والزمان. الأمان الأمان الأمان. العجلة العجلة العجل يا صاحب العصر والزمان. السلام عليكم يا جميع أهل بيت النبوة ورحمة الله وبركاته.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد